Heads Publishing. Welcome you to another Two Heads special community event. Let's look in and see what's really happening.
Justice will prevail. We shall rise up. 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 Justice will prevail. We shall be afraid. No. Afraid. No. Weak. No. Weak. No. We need help. Yes. Do the cops need to have their boots on the ground?
Yes.
Boots
Everywhere.
on the ground.
Everywhere.
In the Cedar Springs area, we need to see action. We can't just see some cop cars parked along Kroger's. We need to see cops that are walking down the street.
Amen.
Not weak people. Are we weak?
No.
We are many colors.
Amen.
Right? We are many colors.
Amen.
We know how to.
We need to rise up, honey. We rise up.
We know how to defend ourselves.
Rise
We know
up.
how to defend ourselves.
Rise up.
Right.
Rise
What
up.
do you guys want to do? Shout it out. Peace. Make Oaklawn safe. Make Oaklawn safe. Justice will prevail.
Amen.
We are not weak.
Amen.
Hey, we're gonna move everybody right in front of the police station, okay?
Let's go.
He said no, but I was like, okay.
Everybody kind of move in around the side over here. You'll see a little bit further back. Come on in. I don't mind. Paparazzi everywhere tonight. My name is Daniel Case. I'm a local activist and organizer. And despite the current situation in our neighborhood, I am so happy to be here with all of you tonight. I want you to make some noise for yourselves. On Friday night, the mayor of Dallas, Mike Rawlings, paid a visit to our community.
Amen. Amen.
He walked the strip. He went to several bars. I hear his wife is lovely. For those of you who have known me for a long time, there was no love lost between myself and Mike Rawlings. But I do want to stand here tonight and I want to thank him.
Yes.
I do want to say thank you. We also saw, for the first time in the 2.5 months that this has been going on, we saw a very visible DPD presence on the strip. And for that, we do want to say thank you. I want them to hear that right now. Now, we certainly are here to say thanks for that, but I don't want us to forget that it has taken 2.5 months. It has taken 12 to 15 people with their heads bashed in. It has taken protests. It has taken marches.
Bad.
And it has taken a lot of bad publicity with vigilante groups threatening to patrol the strip themselves
Right.
to get that response from our city leaders and DPD. That ain't cool.
Amen.
We are not here to bash the police, not in any way, shape, or form. But I think that for me, and for a lot of you gathered here tonight, this highlights a major discrepancy in the way that service is provided to marginalized communities in the city of Dallas.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, DPD, for finally showing up.
Amen. Amen.
But we have got to step out and we have got to address this issue now. Not just for the LGBT community, but for all marginalized people. 2.5 months is unacceptable. I don't care what neighborhood you live in. You should not have to live in terror.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
At the hands of some asshole who wishes you harm. So our message to our city leadership and to DPD tonight is we are ready to talk. You showed up, you wanted to show all of this solidarity with us on Friday night. We're taking that seriously and we're going to hold you accountable. We want these bastards in jail. There is no excuse for, quite frankly, a few straight white women getting robbed on Katy Trail and for there to be police crews out in patrol. I'm happy that you were all here tonight because we need DPD, and we are here tonight to recruit DPD. We are here tonight to recruit our city leaders. We have to fundamentally change the way things are done in this city. We should I want to know that each and every one of you are just as invested in this fight, that each and every one of you are ready to see these assholes behind bars, that each and every one of you fly, so this is not incredibly organized. I know that we've got some people here to speak, and I would like to give them the chance to speak. But if you've got anything to say tonight, this bullhorn is open until the last person leaves. So definitely know that. My first speaker, we're going to kind of start things off. Lee, would you like to go ahead and start?
Go, Lee.
My question tonight is, when there was one attack, what was your response?
We were pissed.
When there was two, what was your response?
We are even more pissed.
When there was 10, what is your response?
We are
When there's 15, what is your response? At what time do you become concerned?
now.
At what time do you become mad?
Very now.
At what time do you become pissed?
Now.
At what time do we march on the streets?
Go, Lee.
Through
Go.
this, we will rebuild the community.
Go. Yes.
Through this, we will bridge gaps. Through this, we will conquer hate with love.
Amen.
And I want to remind you that tonight and starting tomorrow and the next day,
Every day, honey. Every day.
you will fight hate.
Every day.
You will fight it with love.
Amen.
And today and tomorrow, I want you to reach out to your neighbors and to your friends. I want you to reach out to the L. I want you to reach out to the G. I want you to reach out to the B. And I want you to reach out to the T. I want you to reach out to the I. And I want you to reach out to the A. And until we add more letters to that, reach out to the whole goddamn alphabet. Anyone who's attending the speak tonight, you can just kind of like congregate over here to my left, and I'll just kind of put you in order if that's okay. Anyone wanting to speak, please step on over here. And next up we have Jeff Hood.
Pleasant evening. You know, one of the things that I've been thinking about over the last couple of weeks is all of this going on.
Speak up, Jeff.
Get loud!
Get loud, Jeff. Come on.
Get loud!
Is that we got a lot of churches.
We do, honey. And I know, honey. Let's go.
We got a lot of churches in different communities. There's a lot of churches that are in and around Oakland. But you know what? We hadn't seen a lot of church folk. We ain't seen a lot of pastors. We ain't seen a lot of elders, directors, whatever you want to call them, of these spaces. And you know, sometimes, if I think about that enough, it makes me mad as hell. But then I start thinking a little bit further on down the line, and I realize that the church is here. The pastors that this community needs right now is right here. You see, we always want to talk about sharing the gospel. Well, as far as I'm concerned, there's a gospel of love that is being preached here more powerfully than in any church building in our community. This summer, I stood in the place where Shane Schuler's body was found, in this robe. And every time I put this robe on, I think about Shay. I think about a trans woman of color in this community who nobody noticed that she was gone for 2.5 months. You see, with all of these attacks, we are begging people to get excited. We're begging people to get angry. We're begging them to do something. And I think to myself, who was begging this summer when Shay's body was found? You see, we're at a point right now where if we're going to be pastors, and if we're going to be the church, if we're going to save this community, if we're going to step out there and be what this community so desperately needs, then we have to talk about some of the times where we have not been as inclusive as we should have. We got to talk about those times where racism has gotten in the way. Classism, sexism have gotten in the way. You see, at God's table, there's room for everybody. In the community there on Cedar Springs, there should be room for everybody. I don't want this to just be a moment where we call for more police. Because we all know what more police sometimes leads to. Especially for our friends of color. This needs to be a time where we are demanding fundamental transformation and salvation of a community. You see, this is the church right here. I want you to go and be the church. I don't want to see anybody else attacked. I don't want to see anybody else go missing. I don't want to see anybody else who is treated in any way other than with love. And you know what, pastors? When you start acting like that, ain't nobody gonna give a shit about all these other churches. Amen.
Not sure what's going on with traffic. I took Dart here myself, but we have a few speakers who will be here in a moment. In the meantime, I have been asked to share a message tonight from Michael Dominguez.
Yes.
Many of you may not know Michael. I've become very acquainted with him in the last couple of weeks, the last month really. He was attacked on Cedar Springs. He was stabbed multiple times and left for dead. And his attacker is still at large, and Michael has taken that and has turned it into such beautiful action here in Dallas. He helped co-found SOS, which is Survivors Offering Support. It is a group that is there, that is existing, that is collecting funds to help people who are victims of violent crimes. And he was not able to be here tonight, but he asked me to share a message. So, pardon me, I have poor eyesight. I'll be reading this, but here goes. From Michael Dominguez. Tonight is not about pointing fingers. Tonight is not about placing blame. Tonight is about lives. Our lives. Yours. Mine. Shane's. Jeanette's. Blake's. Jeffrey's. Tito's. And the 20 plus others that have come forward, either in the media or behind closed doors, to tell their stories. Tonight is about awareness. Tonight is about justice, or the lack of it. We are tired of feeling like our voices are silenced. We are tired of feeling like our safety isn't a priority. We are tired of feeling like our lives don't matter. We are tired of hearing that our neighborhood is quote unquote good for tourism and fun,
rather than valued for the diverse community we share. We are tired of feeling like we are statistics and not people. National statistics like trans women of color are 1.5 times more likely to experience hate violence in public areas. HIV-affected people of color are 2.2 times more likely to experience any physical violence. Gay men are 1.5 times more likely to experience hate violence in public areas. Lesbian survivors are 1.4 times more likely to experience hate and violence in public areas. LGBTQ youth are 2.5 times more likely to be injured due to hate violence. In 2014, gay survivors and victims represented the highest percentage of total reports of hate violence, 47.05%. And in 2014, 6.15% of hate violence incidents reported to police were classified as biased against the LGBT community. A substantial decrease from 2013, which was 24%. DPD is hesitant to classify these brutal assaults as hate crimes. They are hesitant to classify the fracturing of a skull, the breaking of facial bones, the repeated stabbing of a person's body, the unrelenting fists slamming against a man already knocked to the ground as hate crimes. What has to happen before our assaults are taken seriously? What has to happen before arrests are made? Do they need to find a body in a field? Shade Schuler, a trans woman of color, was found July 29, 2015. So badly decomposed, it took 2 weeks to identify her. No arrest has been made in her murder. On September 15th, the estranged lover of Gisette Tovar was given 10 years probation after slamming her head so violently onto the ground that she succumbed to her injury days later. No. DPD is not responsible for these crimes. They are responsible for keeping us safe. But the reality is that not every crime can be prevented. What DPD is responsible for is swift and fair justice. Justice that our community will no longer sit by quietly and allow our brothers and sisters to be murdered, beaten, bludgeoned, left for dead on our streets, or left terrified hiding under a car. Our community has fought too hard and too long to be fearful to walk in our own neighborhoods. Yes. Neighborhoods we pay taxes in, rental payments, mortgage payments. Where is our justice? Where are our arrests? Our faith and our hope are being diminished, and we must refuse to allow that to happen. We can't throw our hands up and accept things as the way they are. Change is made by people who are tired of accepting things the way they are. I am tired of hearing I need to walk in lighted areas when no lighted area is available. I am sorry to hear that these industry people should walk in groups or not so late at night when they have no choice but to walk alone at 3:30 a.m. when they get off work. I am tired of hearing the things we should do, and I want to hear the things that our elected officials are going to do.
We are not a statistic.
Our community is more than tourism and fun and an economic boost to the city of Dallas. Our community is made up of artists and musicians and activists and religious leaders, mothers, fathers, sons, daughters, friends, lovers. Our community is made up of people with hearts and lives and tears and blood. We refuse to allow another one of our brothers or sisters to be murdered or to lay at night awake in the hospital, replaying every second of their assaults over and over in their head. Today I say we refuse to shed another drop of our tears or our blood on the streets of Oak Lawn. Our next speaker is the president of the Stonewall Young Democrats of Dallas. Please welcome Kenneth
Hello, and how are y'all doing tonight? So we're here tonight. We're asking people to leaders in our city to stand up. Several have been, and we do want to recognize those. Of course, Councilman Adam Medrano has been hard at work since we first found out about the early attacks. He's been pounding the ground since the very beginning. So we need to acknowledge him and thank him for his hard work for our community. While it took a little while for him to get there, the mayor has come out strongly and forcefully in support of our community, and we do need to thank him as well for that. And while I know we're gathered here at the headquarters, it seemed that the police were a little slow to respond, but it's better for them to be late to the party than never to get there at all. So we need to commend them as well for that. And then there's one elected official, though, that I do feel that we do need to call to the carpet a little bit, because while he has been a very vocal ally of our community and is been right there with us, including very vocally in support of the change and the improvement to the language of the city's non-discrimination ordinance, on this issue he has been very silent. And the question we had that I've heard a lot of people asking is, where is Philip Kingston? He has not been making any public statements. He has not been out with us walking the streets like Councilman Medrano has. And there's $600,000 of a public bond that was issued that he's holding. And
it's called misappropriation.
And
call it what it is.
He has half of the bond. There was $1.2 million. He has half of it. So I have, aside from getting out and being visible and giving your vocal support for this issue, I have one additional request for Councilmember Kingston. Release that $600,000 from the bond to Councilmember Medrano. My brothers are bleeding in the streets, and meanwhile you want to use that money. Demanding that he release that bond money to improve safety in Oakland. His office number is on the flyers that have been passed around, as well as his email address. So call and demand that he release that money. Where is Philip Kingston?
Where is Philip Kingston?
Yeah, where is Philip Kingston? I don't see anything about this on his Facebook.
Thank you.
Say with me, where is Phil?
Where is Phil? Where is Phil? Where is Phil? Where is Phil? Where is Phil? Where is Phil? Where is Phil? Where is Phil? Where is Phil? Where is Phil?
What we're going to do right now, and after this, we are going to open up the bullhorn. We're going to do an open bullhorn. So if anyone here has anything that they would like to add, anything they would like to say, please just let me know. Come here, stand next to me. But we're going to start right now. I would like, if you're comfortable, to join hands with the person that's next to you. Don't worry, we're not going to get all religious. But I'd like you to close your eyes. And I'd like for you to take a moment. We're going to take a moment of silence. And we're going to keep in our hearts and our minds and our prayers, whatever you feel comfortable doing, the people who have been survivors of these attacks. I'd like you to take Shane Schuler into your heart. And I'd like you to remember her at this time. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome.
we are not afraid. Lift those hands up. We are not afraid today. Thank you. Bring it on up. First up.
My name's Bill. I'm a lifelong Dallas resident. I'm a citizen of Oak Lawn. I live in District 14. And I'm going to be glad we don't have to come out here in the cold and yell at dark buildings. But tonight what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing gay pride. This is what gay pride looks like. We are united. We're side by side. Gay pride is more than just going to the annual parade and throwing beads off of the float. We come together and we stand for our community. We protect one another. No one's assaulting us here tonight because we are together, standing together, and there's power and there's force here. So I'm not here to protest the police and talk bad about them. I'm here to say, we got your back, but we need you to have our back too. Because we live in a vibrant community, and it's a lot of tax money comes out of that community. We all pay taxes. Those businesses generate a lot of money for this city. Money that is funding this building behind us right now. If you don't do that, I'm on our back. I want to thank each and every person for coming out here tonight and doing what you're doing, because it has relevance and it has significance. I don't want to see the people who work in these bars get assaulted, having to go home from work at late hours at night, or us coming out to have a good time, to have camaraderie with friends, and then we're terrorized to walk down our own street going home. But tonight I'm with you and I stand with you, and I got your back, you got my back, and I appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Thank you.
I know a lot of you probably don't recognize me in this form. I just moved to Dallas in July. I moved to the Oak Lawn area because it was a vibrant community. It was somewhere I always felt safe. Every time I came to Dallas, that was where I felt welcome. It's 2 months after I moved in, it's like everything has gone to shit and there's nothing that's being done. I've got family. It's like, come back home. This is my home. I'm not giving up.
Right.
Do we have anyone else that would like to speak at this time? Okay, step right on up.
My friends, I'll be as brief as possible. So, it doesn't matter if you're gay or straight, we are all lovers of love. It doesn't matter who we are all one person. It doesn't matter anything at all. At the moment, it's not I love you or me, it's I love all of us. We are all as a soul, one person. Anything that is attacking us is an affront on who we are as a people. It is definitely defacing who we are, and I am definitely happy that the police presence is definitely picked up. But after this is over, they can't disappear. We have to be whole as a community. And if this doesn't happen, I am not going to be happy with the way Dallas is taking care of this. We need to be standing still as a family. Everything else, you guys are all lovers of love. And I'm very excited that I see this many people here, and we are all adamant in this situation. And we are big friends. You guys are always going to be in my heart, and I love every one of you guys. Let's keep this together.
Come on up.
Hi, Carlos. I suck at these kind
Here we go. Today I stand before you with heartache, sadness, and anger, as I'm sure many of you share with me as well. I come to bring words of encouragement and hope in light of recent attacks on our fellow brothers and sisters who may have been affected, whether it was indirectly or the victims themselves. Let me just please stand before you and say, whether we know one another or not, we are a community filled with strength and love. Every crisis we face together will make us stronger. These attacks are not okay. Together we stand to represent who we are, whether gay, straight or bi, lesbian or transgender. We'll get through this together. We have endured so many heartache and challenges and setbacks in our fight for equality. We will not stop. We will continue to fight for ourselves, future generations, and the ones we love. Together we stand, and together we're going to get through this. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Cooper Caraway. I'm a member of the Indigenous Peoples Liberation Party. I'm here to say that historically in this country there have been groups of people, communities that have been marginalized by the dominant culture or the culture that's in power. Since the beginning, black and brown people have been subjected to violent attacks, lynchings, and discriminatory practices. And the same can be said for queer people. And historically, indigenous people have stood side by side with queer people. You see, we never accepted the fact that a person's sexuality should make them a second class, third class, fourth class, or fifth class citizen. And in this country currently, that is the case. If you were a gay man, if you're a gay white man, then you're a second class citizen. If you're a lesbian woman, you're a third class citizen. And if you're a person of color, you're at the very bottom. Now, we have to look at these attacks in historical context. Nothing exists outside of historical context. So to understand them and what we need to do about them, we have to look at them in historical context. What else is going on in this country right now? Right now, rabid groups of Donald Trump supporters are beating black and brown people who show up to protest him. Rabid groups of Islamophobes are armed in Irving, standing outside of mosques. And gay men are getting their heads cracked open in Oak Lawn. Now is not the time to play the oppression Olympics. Now is not the time to say, oh, I'm more oppressed because I'm Native American. I'm more oppressed because I'm gay. I'm more oppressed because I'm a woman. That time is not right now. Right now, we all have to stand together and recognize that our lives are being threatened. Immigrants, Muslims, women, and the LGBT community have to work together. We have to work together, and we have to form some type of network and some type of a system that we can use to defend ourselves and our communities. We have to stand next to each other. Now is the time to stand side by side with all the people facing the same types of oppression that we are, and say that we're going to stand together, and there's nothing that your guns and your hate and your money, Donald Trump, can do about it. Do we have anyone else who would like to speak at this time?
Hi everyone, I'm Olivia Tompkins and I'm a transgender activist in the Oak Lawn community. I volunteer at the Resource Center and also at Youth First, so I represent the millions, the hundreds of trans youth that are not able to attend tonight because of curfew. Also, with that said, I just wanted to show that we as a transgender community are still with you guys. with the lesbian, gay, bisexual community. We are standing here tonight in support of the violence going on in the area to prevent that. We need boots on the ground, and we need to show more action. So it's not just LGBT in the community. Transgender are a huge presence as well, and I just wanted to say we stand with you.
Anyone else want to say anything? Okay, come on up, please.
Hi, my name is Avril, and I am representing Queer Black Activists. We are online forum, and I just want to say I'm showing solidarity to each and every one of you for coming out here and showing your support for the people who are victims of these hate acts. And I'm just representing intersectional identity, making known that I've been here since birth as a Black person, as a queer person, and standing up for these acts. And I'm not necessarily for the surveillance, and I feel that it's not protection of me as a queer person and as a Black person. But I do support your efforts in order to protect yourself in this community, and I support the vigilantes, and I support the preachers and the pastors who are here to bring us together. And I thank you for each and every one of you coming out tonight. Thank you.
Okay, we've got room for maybe one more if anybody else wants to speak. I did. Come on up, Corey.
I'm going to try to be eloquent here, but brothers, sisters, people, this isn't just a gay thing. This isn't just a straight thing. This isn't a Black thing. This isn't a white thing. It's not about race. It's not about color. It's not about sex. It's about people. And we're all people, and we all deserve to be protected. When I think about all the things that I could do to help this cause and to make our streets safe, I feel kind of small. But I look around here and I see all your faces, and I see all these people that turned up for this one little event, and my heart kind of races a little bit. You know, because I'm not alone, and you're not alone. And I want you all to know that. Get your friends involved. Get your family involved. Talk to every single person you know, and let them know what's happening in your neighborhood. Because you know what? If you don't say something, if you don't do something, nothing happens. And here's one little truth. Even a dead fish can swim downstream.
This is William, hopefully your favorite videographer from Two Hats Publishing. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, please leave comments below, or like, follow, or subscribe to us and get notices of all our videos. We love it, even when you call.